una familia de tradición ganadera.
A family of cattle tradition. The family has a solid cattle tradition that goes back to my grandfather Ismail Chaveri, who was a cattle trader and worked at the Montesinos cattle auction. In addition, grandmother also participated in the first cattle auction in Costa Rica, where cattle from all over Central America were traded. Following in my father's footsteps, I also became involved in cattle ranching and inherited that passion for cattle. For many years, I dedicated myself to the Brahman breed of cattle, which is typical in the province of Guanacaste, where our farm is located. This breed is known for being rustic and adapted to different climates, especially to the dry climate that prevails in this province. However, a few years ago, a family friend recommended me to start working with the Brangus cattle. I decided to acquire Brangus bulls to cross with our Brahman and white Brahma cows. Since then, we have been doing this crossbreeding constantly. After 15 years, we have been able to obtain a Brangus cattle by absorption, which we consider of great value. Last year, we were able to register almost 500 animals, including cows and heifers, in the Brangus Association, obtaining the certification of pure Brangus cattle. The Brangus breed originated in the 1930s in the southern United States by mixing the desirable and complementary characteristics of the Angus and the Zebu, Brahman or Nellore, with a proportion of 5/8 and 3/8 respectively. This genetic combination adapts very well to the province of Guanacaste, where our farm is located. This region is characterized by long, dry summers that last more than 6 months, and intense rainfall in a short period of time, reaching up to 2,000 millimeters on our farm. For these reasons, we chose the Brangus breed, especially for its outstanding beef quality. The distinctive feature that prompted us to work with Brangus was the possibility of offering a differentiated product, whether selling calves, fat steers, or cows for breeding. Our main objective is to achieve the Angus beef quality, recognized as the best in the world.
In
addition, Brangus animals are highly precocious, being sustainable for mating at an early age between 18 and 20 months. They are docile animals and have an admirable maternal instinct, showing great care for their offspring. However, this exceptional maternal behavior can present challenges, as some cows will nurse 2 or 3 calves, requiring careful supervision to prevent the more voracious calves from stealing milk from others. In our terms of carcass yield, Brangus steers on our farm achieve up to 59 to 60% at ages 19 to 20 months. This is remarkable as other breeds can have higher yields but at older ages. At our farm, we have implemented a specific breeding strategy to meet our needs and objectives. We started with the first crosses and have further improved by directly importing semen from the United States and South America. After making several crosses, we reached a point where we obtained all the desired characteristics of Brangus. But we encountered some adaptation problems in certain calves. Therefore, we are focused on stabilizing the adaptation trait using Brangus produced in Costa Rica. Currently, there are farms of pure Brangus breeders in the country that are crossbreeding with high-quality genetics worldwide, but adapted to the tropical environment. Our goal is to find local sires that combine the advantages of the best genetics in the world and the adaptation to the tropical climate of Costa Rica. In the picture you can see an outstanding example, a white-red Brangus stallion obtained in Costa Rica, whose sire is an imported bull named Hemingway, and dam is a Costa Rican cow. This strategy allows us to take advantage of world-renowned genetics without having adaptation problems in our local conditions. In terms of phenotypic characteristics, this bull has a symmetrical, broad and balanced conformation, with a good bone structure, well-sprung ribs, strong limbs and loose movements. In addition, it has a good moderate size according to the environmental conditions of the productive region. It is a 5.5 frame bull, which makes it relatively large within the breed. Despite his strength and muscle mass, he has a small, elegant head with short ears. In summary, this bull exhibits all the characteristics desirable in a Brangus sire. On this occasion, we are observing a black Brangus heifer that is about to calve in the next 15 to 22 days. It is important to point out the excellent conformation and bone structure of this animal. Why do we emphasize this so much? Because we are looking for animals capable of feeding on grass in the paddocks and moving freely in search for food. To achieve this, strong limbs of adequate size are required. This cow is the ideal size for Brangus breeding, as she is about to calve and weighs approximately 440 kilos. This is his first calving, and he has a rather feminine head, although with slightly longer ears. In this case, the Brahman gene stands out more. However, that does not affect his ability to be an excellent representative of the Brangus breed. Note the depth and length of this animal, despite being so young. It is also important to note its udder, still developing but small. This facilitates the feeding of the calf in its first days of life. It is intended for breeding, and our goal is to wean 400 calves per year. The mortality rate in these little ones is very low, not exceeding 4%. This is due to the goodness of the breed and the animal welfare, where they are treated according to their physiological and behavioral needs. On this farm, we have scheduled 2 calving peaks. We take advantage of November and December, the beginning of summer, when we still have good food for a couple more months, so that most of the cows calve at that time. We also take advantage of June and July, the beginning of the rainy season, so that the greatest number of cows stop then, and we can have grass available throughout the winter. In this way, we guarantee to have calves during most of the year, which is important to keep our customers satisfied. And we take advantage of the best climatic seasons to ensure enough food for our cattle. From the birth of a calf, specific management is performed. Care of the navel is the most important thing for the newborn calf. It is cured 2 or 3 times, making sure that the navel is healthy to prevent hernias. They are also given a preventative antibiotic, deworming and vitamins. Calves undergo 2 dewormings until they are weaned, which occurs at 6 months of age. For a month they are cared for in a pen before being moved to a paddock on another nearby farm that has the appropriate conditions for the calf's development. There they are fed mainly on grass and provided with some balanced feed, about 1 kilo per day, for a year until they reach reproductive age, which is 18 months. At this stage, a rigorous selection process is carried out. Heifers that do not reach the ideal weight are discarded, while those that meet the criteria, between 350 and 400 kilos, are introduced with the bulls for 6 months. Subsequently, 2 consecutive palpations are performed to determine which heifers are pregnant. Those that are pregnant are suitable to remain on the breeding farm, or failing that, are sold as pregnant heifers to ensure a successful purchase by the buyer. In very rare cases, if a heifer has not become pregnant after 6 months with a bull, it is discarded. The batch of replacement heifers we are looking at is an average of 18 months, with a total of 41 animals. They are currently grazing in Toledo pasture paddocks, which are approximately 1.5 hectares in size. In addition to the pasture, they receive about 1,250 grams of balanced feed daily, which is supplied in the same paddock.
En estas novillas de primer parto solo se utiliza la monta natural. En las vacas se lleva a cabo el método de inseminación a tiempo fijo.
To apply this method of insemination, it is required to have at least 50% pregnancy with the first insemination. So far, we have not reached 50% in the 100 heifers, so we have stopped doing the procedure on them. However, in cows, on the first calving on, we perform an estrus synchronization 45 days after calving. At that time, we check that the cow is in good condition, that the uterine involution has been satisfactory. Then, an intrauterine device and a hormone are applied to restart the new estrus process. 8 days after the heat synchronization procedure, the device is removed and then insemination is performed 48 hours after removal. The cows that do not get pregnant in the first attempt go to natural mating, which means that approximately 50% of the calves are the product of insemination and the other 50% are the product of bulls. This mechanism of used fixed-time insemination has proven to provide good pregnancy rates, especially for cows that have difficulty coming into heat after calving. In this way, we ensure that all cows get pregnant. It is important to clarify that there is no genetic difference between red Brangus and black-white Brangus. Both have the same genetic composition, which is 3/8 Brahman and 5/8 Angus. They have the same characteristics, and all Brangus are Bancino coloured. If we could peel them, we would notice that they all have the same skin colour. The difference in appearance is due to the fact that the black Brangus, with their dark hair, darken the Mafino colour, appeared to be black. However, in the sunlight you can see that all Brangus animals have Barancino coloured skin. And now the challenge is to increase the profitability of the business. Both brother and sister are coming up with new ideas and looking for opportunities to monetize and get value from the meat. They have found high-end national buyers, including one of the country's leading meat marketers, who also owns restaurants. They also have other local buyers close to the farm. However, the idea in the short and medium term is to penetrate foreign markets and take advantage of the trade agreements that Costa Rica has with the European Union, for example, to export their products to markets where consumers are willing to pay a differentiated price for superior quality meat. Another approach they want to give to the business is to think about how to differentiate the product, not only in terms of quality, but also by implementing sustainable practices in cattle production. The idea is to obtain certifications such as carbon neutral or organic beef that will enable them not only to participate in a market differentiated by product quality, but also by being environmentally and socially responsible producers. The greatest satisfaction I have obtained in this project is to see how the people around me have fallen in love with the Brangus breed. The workers, my children, my friends, all have developed a special bond with the animals, considering them part of our family. Even when we sell a heifer, I find it hard to let go of her, and I go to visit the customers to make sure she is well cared for and offer advice. It really generates a deep affection for these animals, and that is a wonderful thing. The best thing we have achieved with our work in the Brangus breed is to strengthen the family union. As my father mentioned, we have fallen in love with the breed, and we share this passion and dream of taking our business to new dimensions, of continuing to improve and grow. Thanks to our cattle business, we have been able to generate employment and increase the income of families in the area, and that is always gratifying. People are really grateful to my father for the opportunity he has given them. The Brangus project is giving us important results, especially in the sale price. Our animals are sold at 20% higher price than other animals in similar conditions. This is simply because they are Brangus and because butchers and restaurant owners know the quality of meat they are acquiring from this breed. I recommend working with Brangus almost anywhere and at any latitude. It is a noble and adaptable breed that responds very well. I am sure that any careful cattleman would be successful breeding animals of this breed. It is advisable to look for local genetics, proven in your country and specific area. Although you can also consider options of imported genetics that are lottery proven.